Okay, I'm gonna record this part for a second time. I don't have my Yakarl actually skilled up, so he didn't land his decreased speed. Once he's skilled up, it's gonna be quite reliable. There's also probably some finer tweaks we can do to guarantee certain things here. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna notice is 21 hits for the Fire Knight shield. There's a couple strategies here. If you do bring a like an increased defense, faultless defense champion, you can just kind of sack the first round and just like A1 into the boss, take a hit, start his shield at like 16. If he hits everybody down, then you'll have 16 hits to get through, and his turn meter will be down here, which is a lot easier than 21 hits to get through and his turn meter up here. So that's one strategy. My problem is I can't take a hit unless I've got decreased attack with my current gear. So if I gear up my champions a bit better to take that first hit, I think that would be the preferred approach. It would just be a lot easier. But I mean, this works just fine. It just depends on landing that decreased speed. And the first time I tried this, Yakarl was a goof and didn't do so. So here's Mikage. As you can see, we just transformed her back to her original form. We're going to ally attack. So we've got 9 hits here. So we expect to get down to 12. Sometimes we get lucky with Phantom Touch. I've got it both on Yakarl and Neldor. Then we ally attack with Grand Oak. Again, we're expecting 9 hits. There it is. Again, no luck with the Phantom Touch. That's fine. Glykad's going to do his turn cycling with his A3, giving the increased defense. So we got a proc from Neldor there with his cold-blooded drive passive. Not necessary, but as you can see, that can happen even when the shield's up. So that's just huge. Here you could decide to like start just trying to freeze him down, but it's too like dangerous in my mind. Much rather go for the very dependable decreased attack, which is on it's like a double hitter, 75% each hit. I think it's very unlikely to not land. I've never seen it not land. It seems more, I'm not quite sure, like it seems like it should fail to land more frequently than it does. Like I've never seen it fail to land, so it's very dependable. So come on, Yakarl, land your decreased speed. This is what you want to lead with. It also hits a freeze so the turn meter control can start beginning, but I think pretty much realistically the Fire Knight's taking a turn after this hit. There we go, we got the decreased speed this time. Mikage, you can choose to turn off her A2. And with Grand Oak, his A1 can decrease the skilled cooldown of allies by 2 turns on a 50% chance, and so you really want to ally attack as much as possible. So if you turn this off, I think it just purely would target this if it does land on Mikage, that decreased skill cooldown. But I guess for now, because I'm still a bit new to this and it's a little bit dangerous, I do this so that I get my buffs increased. It's really not necessary, but also his debuffs decreased in case something goes awry, or increased, so I let that be used. Boom, now we got like a lot more buffer. So you can see the hit doesn't really do much to me because I got the increased defense, he's got the decreased attack. And so now you could turn off, and the wave prior, you could turn off his A3, or just make sure it's preserved for like the second go here to cleanse all these. I've not done that, so we're gonna have a slower turn right now. I've not done that because I would have just wanted more speed for the first rounds, but maybe this is faster if I make sure it's available. Okay, so we got a decreased cooldown over here. It doesn't really matter. Every time Glykad uses A3, it just cycles back to his A1. I've turned off my A2 for the boss wave because really I just want to land as many freezes as possible to freeze out that boss. Alright, so we're going to get Neldor to hit. I think I've turned off Yakarl's A3 as well to make sure I get as many hits in as possible. Okay, so now we got our increased speed, cleanse, heal. It's just amazing move by Grand Oak. So we might not reach the turn meter decrease that we're looking for here on this first time. Oh, there we go, we got 1 turn meter decrease and cold-blooded drive from Neldor, so now we can start chipping away. I think we might keep him here now. If not, it'll just be 1 more turn when the ally attacks are up, so we'll see. Again, we keep decreasing the cooldown for Glykad over here. Okay, so 1 more turn by the boss, no big deal. Now he's still got decreased speed. He's starting at 16 with a faultless defense, and we've got our ally attacks. It's over. So yeah, again, you can play around with like when you do the ally attacks. If you try and sustain the first hit, Carl's going nuts with his relentless. But yeah, there it is. So now I just let it roll, and this should just work with the probabilities of freezing on the A1s for the 3 dudes here. Like, yeah, we should be just fine. I don't think. I think maybe like 1 in every 10 runs he might finally get another turn. But as with Mikage's A2, these are always going to stay up. We're always going to have our increased defense. So even if he does get another turn, it's not going to damage us. It's just going to be what you saw in the first stint there. So Glycad is helpful in my strategy because I do take a hit, and he provides that faultless defense with increased defense. If you need another freeze champ, you don't have him, you could replace him and go more YOLO, right? So you could like use Croyd in the blue and try to, I think he has a triple hitter on his A1, can't be sure, but you could try and knock down that shield even further and start freezing and just get his freeze down quicker, get his turn meter down quicker than I do. Or you can maybe bring a shield buff and choose to take a hit, then ally attack, and just then keep him down with freezes. You don't need Glycad is what I'm trying to say. I think you can do it with Croyd in the blue. Yeah, so I think it's just getting over that first turn from the Fire Knight, and then I think you'll have the same freeze potential as I do to just keep him locked. Yeah. Neldor, I think I'm going to start turning off his A3 because he sporadically uses it. At first, I thought that was a nice kind of fail-safe for if like we don't land it with Yakarl. But honestly, I'm not sure that's needed. Yakarl, once he's booked, he's going to have 100%. Yes, there's a 3% chance always that, you know, a buff won't land on the boss. Like, there's always that 3%. But he's just going to cycle back to use it again in a future turn. And as you saw when the Fire Knight finally took his turn, it was like it was not too bad to get through that shield again with the faultless defense and the ally attacks. So yeah, you can choose to use decreased speed with Neldor. If you can take a first hit actually from the boss without decreased attack, you could choose to do A3 from Neldor and A2 from Yakarl to really guarantee you get that decreased speed. Because like the decrease like attack and increased defense on our team is only because I can't take a hit from the boss. So if you can take a hit, like maybe bring like a shield set or something, just to take that first hit from the boss, you can just make sure you do A3, A2, and get that decreased speed out there. You do that, I mean, that's going to reduce your probability of missing it by, I don't know, like, it's going to be like 1 in 1,000 runs you're going to not hit a decreased speed, and then you're just going to be smooth sailing. So yeah, I think you'll be good with the champs you've got. I don't think you need anything like a Glycat. The other idea that I had to speed up this run is to use a Ninja in place of Glycat. So if I can learn to take a hit here and use Ninja, that could be huge. Like, he pairs well with Mikage. It's going to be repeated hits. He's going to bring that decreased defense, which is going to speed this like boss kill up so much. And a triple hitter with the burns. So I think it's going to be just so good. Anyways,